Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Well, it's great to have you with us here as we head into the holiday weekend. I'm Jordan Smith, and it's the night before Christmas Eve. So many of you may be getting up in the morning and heading into where you're going to spend the holidays. So meteorologist Matt Gray is in the First Alert Weather Center with how travel conditions are looking. Matt?
And after a little bit of rain and snow and some sloppy conditions last night, you would think that maybe things would be a little bit more active than they are. But we're in between storm systems right now. You can see some snow over in eastern Montana, but things are looking really good as we just had a beautiful winter day in the inland Northwest. Tomorrow, not looking so bad either. Once we get to Christmas Day, though, you see all those clouds off of the Pacific. That's going to come inland eventually and start causing a few problems. Let's fast forward here and let's show you our simulated radar for the next couple of days. This is the afternoon tomorrow on Christmas Eve. A few flakes of snow falling in the Cascades, but nothing too serious. Pretty unlikely that that moisture will hold out as it crosses through eastern Washington to provide us any flurries on Christmas Eve. That seems pretty unlikely at this point. Now, by the time we get to lunchtime or maybe early Christmas dinner time, depending on your preferences, on Christmas Day, well, we've got snow on our Cascades passes, we've got rain on the west side, and we have a wintry mix that could make things a little slippery around places like Yakima, the Tri-Cities, and then north into the Moses Lake area and the Waterville Plateau. So it really looks like Christmas Day is when we have the potential for things to get a little bit squirrely when it comes to localized travel conditions, especially in central Washington. So that's something we're going to be updating you throughout this program on what details we have for that, if that is someplace that you are headed here over this holiday weekend. In the meantime, it's going to be one of our chillier nights here in a little while. We're already down to the mid-20s. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Matt, thanks for that. And thousands of drivers in the inland Northwest are hitting the roads this holiday season, though not before a trip to the gas station. The average price of gas here in Spokane, $3.82, and 25 minutes east, rather, in Coeur d'Alene, it's about 40 cents cheaper at $3.45 a gallon. Although that price is significantly lower than it was just months ago, Washingtonians are still paying for some of the most expensive fuel in the country, and drivers say that this current drop isn't enough. Peter Choi has the story.
Feeling the pinch every time, Sandy Robles is stretching her gas as far as she can.
Really tough. I mean, I try not to go anywhere, so.
Each trip to the pump,
usually about $90 to $100, to fill up my tank, so.
Robles says that she welcomes this latest drop in price tags, especially in the wake of holiday shopping.
Well, I had to go shopping today, so, and I'm thinking about, I gotta fill my gas tank. So it helped me out a little bit, buying a little bit extra stuff, so the holidays.
Other drivers also say that's a huge relief for now.
It's great right now, but I mean, that's pretty typical during the winter time. We get lower gas prices, and then once we get into warmer weather, we get higher gas prices, so.
Everything helps, every penny. I squeeze every penny out of the gas pump.
According to the Gas Buddy, the national average could soon be $3.05 per gallon. The trend of seeing lower prices could continue into 2024.
It kind of keeps me from traveling because I don't want to spend a lot of gas, so.
Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, it'd be great if that trend came true into 2024, but in the meantime, Washingtonians still paying for some pretty expensive gas. So on your screen here, we compiled a list of locations that have the most inexpensive fuel here in Spokane. Your best options are going to be any Costco location here in Spokane, the Amerimart on 2nd Avenue, and any Maverick. Going to be about that $3.60 range if you want to fill up before heading out of town. Shoplifting in Spokane is a growing issue, and local businesses say that they're fed up trying to deter thieves on their own. To try to curb these thefts, the Spokane Police Department conducts sting operations near major shoplifting hubs. They do these multiple times throughout the year. Anywhere from 15 to 20 undercover detectives will coordinate with local stores and loss prevention to catch thieves before they have a chance to get away. 4 News Now rode along with Sergeant Brian Eckersley from SPD to see what police experience firsthand. And within minutes, security had detained a woman shoplifting at Dollar General on Division in North Spokane, and she was far from the only shoplifter police caught.
Yeah, the north side's more busy just because it's a more target-rich environment, right? There's a lot more stores in the shopping areas.
Sergeant Eckersley says that it's essential businesses communicate with one another about thieves and keep police in the loop so that they can stop these thefts from happening. The second man accused in an East Spokane murder nearly a year ago appeared in court on Friday. Investigators say Taco Bay, seen here on your screen in court, teamed up with Elijah Harvey last year in December to kill Carlos Thomas. Thomas's body was found in a car in an apartment complex in East Spokane on December 31st. He'd been shot twice. Investigators don't believe Bay was the shooter, but was involved in the killing. He's being held on $1 million bond. Meanwhile, the man police believe was the shooter remains in jail. Elijah Harvey appeared in court on Thursday. According to court documents, Harvey's mother cooperated with police to help them arrest him, and he's also being held on a $1 million bond. A Spokane doctor's breakthrough treatment could be a huge Christmas gift for people with kidney disease. Studying kidneys for decades, Dr. Catherine Tuttle says that her interest in kidneys started with her patients. She saw many with kidney failure and wanted to do something about their suffering.
I'm just grateful to be here and be part of it. And to realize that we can now go to clinic and say we have hope for you. We couldn't say that for a long time.
And her team's groundbreaking discovery started from a Providence trial in 2022 with 714 patients. When a certain combination of inhibitors were combined, 70% of patients had substantial reduction in kidney damage. So now her team is taking the trial to a global stage. For the next 4 years, partnering with the University of Oxford, the trial will begin with 11,000 patients around the world. One person is dead and another is injured following a shooting at a Florida mall this afternoon in what police are calling a targeted act of violence. This happened at the Paddock Mall in Ocala, Florida, during one of the busiest shopping days of the year. Police confirmed that they did find an adult man who had died at the scene after suffering gunshot wounds, and a woman was shot in the leg. She is expected to be okay. Police still searching for the suspect at this hour. Closer to home here, the Washington State University athletic director is thanking student athletes, coaches for their patience as the school begins to rebuild the Pac-12 conference. Today, WSU announced 10 of its athletic programs will be joining the West Coast Conference for 2 years starting next fall. And that includes men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, men's and women's golf, plus women's rowing, soccer, tennis, and volleyball. In a statement, WSU Director of Athletics Pat Chun said the WCC allows an opportunity for our 10 teams to have access to championships as well as high-level competition. Earlier this month, WSU announced that its football team will be playing a Mountain West Conference schedule. Baseball will likely be an independent. Well, weeks after being shut out of the college football playoff, Florida State University is suing its conference, the Atlantic Coastal Conference. The school filed a suit against the ACC in Florida State court on Friday. It accuses the conference of mismanaging lucrative media deals with ESPN. FSU also blames the conference for the Seminoles not making it into the college football playoffs, despite winning the conference and finishing with a perfect season. The university wants the court to wipe out more than $500 million worth of penalties it would face if it withdrew from the ACC. And if that happens, it's likely FSU would leave the conference, and that move could also set a precedent for other dissatisfied schools to do the same thing. Something to keep an eye on moving forward. Well, still ahead here tonight on a special edition of 4 News Now, 2 paramedics found guilty of negligent homicide after injecting a man with ketamine 4 years ago, sending him into cardiac arrest. Plus, a Christmas miracle for a family of 9. Hear the story of this van that's going to change their lives.
And we have some changes coming up as we enter the Christmas holiday. We'll start off with some snow in the Cascades, and then things will get a little bit more active heading into another busy travel day, the day after Christmas. We'll tell you what you need to know coming up in just a few minutes.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
$3 pitcher night. A couple cocktails. An edible. And a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you who offered a ride or made sure they got in a ride share or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandmother.
Meet Gold Bond Daily Healing, a powerhouse lotion that moisturizes, heals, and smooths dry skin with 7 moisturizers and 3 vitamins. And new Gold Bond Healing Sensitive, clinically shown to heal and moisturize dry, sensitive skin. Gold Bond.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare Supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
It's time for your forecast here on the eve of Christmas Eve. And tell you what, tomorrow's looking pretty nice. We saw the sunshine today. I think we'll see more sun for tomorrow, at least for the first half of the day. The second half, we're going to start to see more influence from this incoming storm. And for Christmas, most of us staying dry through the daytime hours, but there will be some snow. That's right, Christmas snow. But the one time where everybody kind of likes a little bit of snow in central Washington. Now, this will eventually cross our entire region. And so by Tuesday, as many of us are headed back to work, well, slushy conditions for your morning drive. So let's go hour by hour here over the next couple of days, and I'll show you in a little more detail how this plays out. Once again, a little bit of cloud cover heading into tomorrow night. Maybe, just maybe, a flurry or two. I don't know. Trying to be optimistic. You know, it's the holidays. So as we get into the morning, this is 7 a.m. Everybody's going to be waking up, getting their Christmas festivities started. And I tell you what, not a bad looking day, but the storminess is lurking just off of the screen, and we really see it here as we get into the afternoon with the potential from the Moses Lake area down to Vantage and then up over into Ellensburg for the potential for possibly a little bit of freezing rain to mix in. So if you are planning on maybe a one-day trip and you got family in Central Washington, or you're going to be traveling from Central Washington somewhere else for the Christmas holiday in the afternoon, you really want to make sure that you take it easy and be careful, because there's going to be some really messy conditions, especially in the I-90 corridor. Further north, in the Methow Valley, the Waterville Plateau, and up the Okanagan River, we'll have a little bit of snow for the end of the day. Meanwhile, by the time we get to Christmas night, most of the area, or most of the Columbia Basin, will have flipped over to rain or a wintry mix. And so the possibilities for snow in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, I think, are fairly low as that warm air rolls in. So we may see a little bit of snow or a little bit of slush before a flip over late Monday night and early Tuesday, but our chances for an inch or more of snow pretty low. You head further north into some of those valleys that are a little bit more protected. It takes a while longer for that cold air to get dug out of there. Sandpoint, places like Omak, places like Colville, you'll have a chance to be getting to that 1-2 inch range. I'll talk more about what our computers are showing for snowfall amounts coming up in our second half hour. As for right now, we've got a little bit of fog out there, especially as you head onto the West Plains out to Davenport and then north of Coeur d'Alene into Athol and around Sandpoint, as well as places like Deer Park and Loon Lake. We are in the 20s pretty solidly right now in most of the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro. Here are our temperatures for tonight. One of the coolest coolest nights we've had in a little while, even a few spots getting down into the teens. Definitely not going to be in the teens later on this week. Warm air is showing up after that system Monday night and Tuesday, and we're back into the 40s for the middle of the week. Jordan?
All right, Matt, thanks for that. Now to the verdict of the death of Elijah McClain, a 23-year-old black man who was forcibly stopped by police on his walk home, then injected with a lethal amount of ketamine by paramedics, sending him into cardiac arrest just minutes later. 4 years later, those two paramedics found guilty of criminally negligent homicide, but jurors were split on the other charges. ABC's Zareen Shaw is in Los Angeles with reaction to the verdict.
This morning, a guilty verdict for the two paramedics charged in Elijah McClain's death. Both Peter Chikuniak and Jeremy Cooper found guilty of criminally negligent homicide, and Chikuniak found guilty of second-degree assault. The jury finding Chikuniak unlawfully ordered an excessive dose of ketamine, a powerful sedative. All of this as officers held the 23-year-old down in an Aurora, Colorado suburb, walking home from a convenience store 4 years ago. McClain's mother, Shanine McClain, Instagramming this emotional video ahead of the verdict.
What happened to my son that night was not about common sense, y'all.
One of the paramedics saying this about the moments after police placed McClain in a chokehold. They said they had to use ketamine because he appeared to exhibit signs of excited delirium. But prosecutors firing back, making the case that ketamine was not necessary.
He was gasping and gurgling. He was pleading for help. A visual assessment was not enough.
Loved ones remembering McClain as a gentle soul who played the violin. Police had received a report about someone sketchy when they stopped him, but the prosecution said he was just walking home. McClain's mother said he wore a ski mask because his anemia made him feel cold.
What this verdict really says to the general society, each person has to take accountability and be responsible for what their role is and how they interact with the individual that is subject to the search, the stop, or the seizure.
And still plenty of stories ahead when we come back here tonight, including a Christmas miracle for a family of 9. Hear the story of the van that's going to change their lives. Plus, do you think you're funny? There might be no better place to hone it than before two of comedy's most renowned comedians. We take you inside Jay Leno and Adam Carolla's comedy boot camp.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Furniture Row, a new year calls for a new sofa, sectional, dining group, bedroom, mattress, and more. Because during the New Year's Super Sale, getting it all has never been easier. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Plus, 6 years, no interest financing. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. The New Year's Super Sale on now at Furniture Row.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use SoClean 2. It's the perfect complement to my daily routine, and it's hassle-free. SoClean 2 is fast and easy. It keeps my sleep equipment fresh every day without the need for disassembly. To keep the immune system strong, we should do everything we can to ensure a good night's sleep, including using the SoClean 2 daily to keep sleep equipment fresh. Try SoClean 2 risk-free for 30 nights. Order now and get $70 off. SoClean 2 is so fast and gives you peace of mind that your sleep equipment is fresh each time you use it. Call the number on your screen or go to SoClean2.com to take advantage of this risk-free trial and get $70 off. Call now.
Introducing Granite Stone Blue, the most durable ultra non-stick cookware at the most affordable price anywhere. They come with vented tempered glass lids and are 100% dishwasher and metal utensil safe. You can get the Granite Stone Blue 12-piece set for just 4 easy payments of $49.95. As a bonus, we'll include our stainless steel steamer and fry set. Plus, you'll get our Granite Stone Blue bakeware set, yours free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's an incredible 20-piece Granite Stone Blue set. Order now.
KXLY Santa Tracker is brought to you by Visit Coeur d'Alene.
The Ralpho family. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. Our pleasure.
Well, a heartwarming moment Friday in North Spokane. Every year, Arato's Mitsubishi in North Spokane gives away a van that's loaded with gifts. The Ralpho family, on your screen there, was one of 5 families in need who were nominated to win. And you're seeing their emotional reaction when they found out that they, in fact, were going home with that car. The Ralphos have 7 children, including a set of 18-month-old triplets who are constantly traveling to and from Seattle to receive medical care. With their current car constantly breaking down, this new van is a lifeline for the family. Tears, smiles, and gratitude flooded the inside of Arato's Mitsubishi this afternoon. The Ralpho family given the keys to this brand new van loaded with gifts and food.
It was really heartwarming blessing, and we were really happy that we got chosen, and we could really need this car to better our lives.
The family of 9 has endured a difficult year, making constant trips to the west side of the state to get their youngest children the care that they need. One triplet was diagnosed with a cyst on her pituitary gland, causing her to be small in size. The other 2 in need of supplemental oxygen treatments multiple times a week. This van giving them a more reliable and safe way to get there.
To be able to get the triplets to their appointment safely and back and forth to Seattle, there's just no words. It's an extreme blessing.
Joining the Ralpho family today, Jill and Tom Jenkins, who nominated them for the van.
I took a deep breath and I touched her leg. I said, I'm telling you right now, if they say your name, I'm going to start crying. And sure enough, I started bawling like a baby. So
it was a special moment that will stay with both families for a long time to come. For Dan Arata, that's the whole reason they keep doing this.
We know how deserving this family is with their 3 small children. They have to drive to Seattle every week, so this is a way for us to help them, take some of that burden off of them.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Jewelry Design Center, we want to be your jeweler for life.
We're the largest independent diamond supplier in the Northwest, bringing you the best quality, the best care, the best diamonds at the best and lowest price first. Experience unrivaled expertise at any one of our locations.
We're a family business with one goal, to be your jeweler for life. Jewelry Design Center since 1977.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 gift. Check out the Summit for only $299.99, plus 6 years no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High quality care that meets you where you are.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started.
Call the number right now for your free writer's guide.
4 News Now is brought to you by Six, the Tony-winning hit musical, BroadwaySpokane.com.
Welcome back. As you've heard so many times this holiday season, this travel season is expected to be the busiest ever for air travel, with millions predicted to fly to their destinations. And for those driving, they can expect lots of company on the roads. Here's ABC's Derek Dennis with the details.
AAA predicts 115 million Americans will travel more than 50 miles from home for the holidays.
We expect it to be the second busiest holiday period since we've been tracking holiday travel.
Many taking to the skies, an estimated 7.5 million projected to fly to their holiday destinations. The TSA says it screened more than 2.7 million passengers on Friday alone. Many of those travelers on their way to visit family.
It's the most important thing is family.
Airports are crowded, but there have been just a handful of flight cancellations.
When I left Cincinnati, the line for check-in, it was long. Whether people are traveling, days earlier to get to their destinations. But it hasn't been bad. It has not been bad.
Though there have been a few delays.
We got here early, and now we get to sit here an extra few hours.
The roads are also expected to be crowded, with about 104 million people driving to their holiday destinations.
We could keep our mind on the end goal. And when we keep our mind on the end goal, it makes it easier.
Those drivers getting a little holiday gift in the form of lower gas prices. But then there are those who are just staying home.
I already know it's going to be busy. My kids are grown, so I'm just going to stay home and have a glass of wine.
For the most part, the weather is cooperating with all of this holiday travel. Dozens of cities will see record or near record high temperatures for Christmas Eve, but a slow-moving storm is heading into the south and parts of the Midwest, bringing with it the threat of possible flooding, which could disrupt travel plans for some. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
President Biden has signed more than $886 billion National Defense Authorization Act into law. That includes the biggest pay bump for service members in decades. The raise is a little over 5%. It also gives members an additional pay allowance to help with off-base housing and monthly expenses. Nike is tightening its belts. The athletic wear company announced that it is looking for as much as $2 billion in cost savings over the next 3 years. And that's going to include layoffs. The company blamed more cautious consumer behavior, but that's not happening across the board. People are spending less money on things like expensive sneakers while dropping more cash on experiences like travel. A robust stock market this year has eliminated practically all fear of a recession in the U.S. Nike has a global portfolio and says sales are softening in China, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, where economies are struggling more. The company's stock tumbled by as much as 14% on Friday. In Everett, there is a family of 6 that is still alive this Christmas thanks to the calm, quick thinking of a 10-year-old boy. Eric Wilkinson shares the story.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
Despite the caroling, it's far from a traditional Christmas for the Lamar family. 4 kids, 2 beds, 1 hotel room, and a whole lot of chaos.
I will be committed on Tuesday to a Saint Asylum just for a debriefer,
It started last Saturday when a fire broke out on the front porch of their Everett home. When smoke and flames started creeping inside, 10-year-old Remy was the family's first responder.
I was like, Mom, Dad, there's a fire coming through the door, and then they rushed down really quick.
Smoke started filling the home. Remy looked around and knew he had to act quickly.
It looked like a giant, gray ghost was about to get us. That was about to suffocate us.
As Mom and Dad scrambled to collect the children, Remy calmly led his little sister to their father, who brought the kids to safety.
In the realest moment of life, he performed like he knew it all along. So I'm just not going to question him anymore, dude. I'm letting him do my taxes. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff.
They weren't able to rescue much from the house, let alone Christmas presents, but donations have been coming in to make sure the kids are taken care of. Some are calling Remy a hero. If that's the case, he's a humble one.
My gosh, don't call me that, please. I don't like that word to be said.
Most would probably call this a Christmas to forget, but Stephen calls it the best ever.
We have the gift of life. We have the gift of family. We have the gift of love.
And a grateful, emotional young Remy has one Christmas wish for all of you.
I want everyone who's watching, have a great Christmas.
Just an amazing story out of Everett, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. The family says their smoke alarms didn't go off. Fire officials say the best gift you can give your family this holiday is to make sure yours are working. Well, we still do have plenty to show you here after the break, including the journey of 80 comedians trying to hone their skills before two comedy legends. We take you inside Jay Leno and Adam Carolla's comedy boot camp. And we'll take you high above for a very special Air Force adventure at Cowley Park.
And we're keeping an eye on some changes as we head into Christmas, where our next storm system will be on the doorstep. We'll show you how long it's expected to stick around and what you can expect for traveling after the holiday. Coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now wants to take you inside the walls of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital to meet brave children and their caregivers. Miracle Mondays, brought to you by your locally owned Inland Northwest Ace dealers.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
Attention cancer victims who use the weed killer Roundup. A federal jury unanimously found that Monsanto's popular weed killer Roundup was a substantial factor in causing cancer. You may be entitled to financial compensation. If you or a loved one used Roundup weed killer and were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the number on your screen now.
Call 1-800-339-3149.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Welcome back, everybody. And with everything that's happening in the world, we're all in need of a few laughs. And tonight, two comedians joining forces to make that happen, but not in the way that you'd expect. Adam Carolla and Jay Leno are teaching other people how to find their funny in a comedy boot camp. Here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
I want us all to just laugh.
Meet these 80 aspiring comics, or campers, as they are called. They have traveled from all over the country, taking part in something called Comedy Fantasy Camp, put on by comedy greats Jay Leno and Adam Carolla.
Can you teach someone to be funny?
Well, I think you can teach them to be funnier. I say it's really just be yourself, try to be as comfortable as you can.
Susan, it has everything to do with it. Susan Guidi is 66 and one of the campers.
My use of comedy is to inspire other women, predominantly over 50 menopausal women who often think their lives are over.
I think the hardest part is sort of the beginning. And once you get your 10,000 hours in the pilot seat, it's all that goes away.
After 4 days of workshops, the comics took to the stage for open mic, practicing their sets.
So my wife was born and raised in Boca Raton, so she grew up retired.
And you only live once, right? So I decided to take a crack at it.
This lady has no background in comedy. From ABC News, let's welcome the adorable Miss Jacqueline Lee. Come on up, Jacqueline.
I'm up here so I don't get fired. I know. Thank you. There's something about free stuff that gets me so excited. I was driving around with my mom the other day, and there were these two really large cactuses on the side of the road. So she and I are like on the side of the road, struggling to lift this massive cactus. The cactus whacked me in the face, and they're very sharp. So the long story short is nothing is ever free, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I'll keep my day job.
You know what? To her credit, though, she got up there and she got to bomb on national TV. That's an awesome moment. Matt, I think you'd really enjoy it.
We got to talk about the cactuses on the side of the road.
Yeah, I want to hear the full joke.
The full story needs to be told for its own humoristic value. You know, I would think that people think that maybe we would have some interest in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I know you've dabbled.
I've bombed very hard. Yes.
I haven't, because at least for my own personal self, I understand there's limitations. There are 3 people in this room that we're sitting here talking to, and I tell you what, I love you guys, but that makes me so much more comfortable talking to all of you at home, because I'm a little shy out in public. So, you, me, all 3 people in this room, and all of you on the other side of the camera, let's talk about your weather. The fog is rolling back into Spokane. You knew it wasn't going to stay away for long, so here we are. We can barely see Spokane Arena just across the street from our building here at 500 West Boone. We are seeing one of the chillier nights we've seen in quite a while, but here's the thing. This is average for this point in the year, in the middle 20s around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We've actually seen this fog, which has been hanging around the West Plains all day, starting to work its way back into downtown Spokane and across North Spokane County. I do think that in most of the metro, we're going to see things fill in with that fog. And we'll see how long it hangs out for tomorrow. But I got some optimism. We'll see some sunshine again for your Christmas Eve. Pretty chilly temperatures tonight. Down to the teens tonight in Winthrop and Colville. Will be in the 20s in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene. And that brings us to, after a nice Christmas Eve and hopefully the sun coming out again, things start to get a little bit squirrelier for Christmas Day, with a chance for some people to see a little bit of Christmas snow. We'll talk about that and how it could affect your commute on Tuesday. Coming up.
All right, Matt, I'm going to try this again. It's the night before Christmas, despite what I said at the top of the show. And so with that just being a few days away, we did want to give you a bird's eye view of one of our favorite holiday light displays here in the Inland Northwest. And we don't just love it because it was put up by our very own Mark Peterson and the Extreme team, but for the joy that it does bring families and staff inside of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital right across the street. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone over Cowley Park.
We've been doing this 7 years. This got started by Mark coming in the store and saying, I've got this idea.
I get a call from Children's Miracle Network. Is there any way to light the lights in the park? We got a bid to light up the hospital, but they wouldn't even be able to see that. And she goes, but we have these trees right outside. I see them. Any way we could light those up?
I was thinking a few lights and a couple trees in the park. I didn't imagine something this grand.
All right, are you ready? All right, get your hand on there. Remember, you got to push it really hard. Here it is, 1, 2, 3, go! Merry Christmas! We're lighting up the lights at Cowley Park. It is absolutely amazing. Lovely, and all around the park, all the ground display. It is absolutely beautiful.
It is so special when someone's walking through the park, especially if they're, having a rough day up there. There's always stories every year of someone coming down in the park and making comments, whether they've had a bad day up there, whether it's a staff member, a family, someone who's been let out of the hospital and then get to go home and they stop and look at the lights on the way by.
So Avista supplies trucks and men to put the lights up into the trees. ACE is supplying 90% or more of the lights. Horizon Credit Union supplies 20 people. It's the volunteers that make it happen, and they love it. This year, the Gingerbread House is a standout. Looks absolutely perfect. Clearwater Summit had all their guys on it. This year, we're also going to have a tree dedicated to those affected with breast cancer. And one of the gals that's been with us for 7 years passed away a couple months ago, Pamela Wilmering, and we're dedicating that tree to her and all those. For the 7th year, from Cowley Park, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now Extreme Team, hoping and wishing that we are truly making spirits bright.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you're going to work out doing this, then you've just got to do this. The 10-minute tummy tuck to slim away double the belly fat. That's right. Now you can turn regular diet and exercise into 2 times more effective. So if you're going to do this, then you've got to do this to get twice the fat slimming.
It's just disappeared. The fat is gone. I've never had a waist this size. Never. And with the tummy tuck, it's easy.
You simply apply the thermal accelerator, slide on the tummy tuck belt, do 2 minutes of tummy tightener exercises, and in 10 minutes, you can take it off. And the tummy tuck ignites a fat-burning chain reaction that lasts for hours, even while you're doing nothing. Yes, just watch this time-lapse thermal imaging. After the belt is taken off, the temperature continues to rise for over 3 hours. And best of all, you don't have to wear the belt when you exercise. Just do the tummy tuck in the morning, then exercise whenever you want.
It's so amazing. I can't get over it. The fat is disappearing.
And it's so effective, it works even without changing your lifestyle.
I didn't change a single thing about my lifestyle. I did not change my eating habits, nothing.
Just look at this state-of-the-art ultrasound imaging showing the tummy fat layer is being slimmed away.
This is the slimmest I've been. I've never had results like this.
My stomach is so much flatter now. It worked.
And now, for just $19.99, you can try the Tummy Tuck, which comes in 3 flexible fit sizes to fit small to big tummies. Plus, the Thermal Accelerator Cream and the step-by-step video and guide, all for just $19.99. Plus, the Tummy Tuck is guaranteed or your money back.
This actually did work. It definitely worked. You're getting what you were promised.
It's real. The fat has fallen off. It's gone.
So call now.
Call 1-800-293-1637 or log on to 10minutetummytuck.com. That's 1-800-293-1637. Call now.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives, coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. Order right now to get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. We'll even ship them to you free. Get your own NutriBlade knives, the last knives you'll ever buy.
Save through 6 p.m. Christmas Eve at Bi-Mart.
Well, we've been mentioning it throughout the week. There is a chance, in fact, in some places, there's more than a chance of seeing a little bit of Christmas snow, which is always fun this time of the year. Let's fast forward and show you how this next system is going to progress. We get a little sneak preview up at the Cascades on the Christmas Eve afternoon. May see a flurry or two in places like the Methow Valley, but don't expect much of that moisture to get into places like Spokane or Coeur d'Alene. Now, this is Christmas afternoon, so this is Monday, right after lunchtime or early Christmas dinner, depending on what your family does. But you can see here we've got snow, we've got wintry mix from Yakima to Ellensburg to Snoqualmie Pass, and then up all the way to the Methow Valley, and eventually into places like Wenatchee and Omak as we head into Monday evening. Now, most of the moisture is going to stay away from the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro through Christmas Day. But as we head late into the night, there is the potential here for, first, I think a little bit of snow. Our weather computers usually keep things a little bit warmer than they actually end up becoming. And so we will likely start off with a little bit of snow very early Tuesday morning, and then we'll progress eventually over to rain. Now, as far as snowfall amounts, not expecting much of anything as far as real accumulations in the I-90 corridor outside of Snoqualmie Pass, of course. Even a Lookout Pass with some rapidly inflowing warm air that'll raise those snow levels very, very quickly. It's likely here that we will only see some very minor inconveniences across the I-90 corridor in North Idaho. Now, as you head further north, where that cooler air is going to stick around for a lot longer, Places like Winthrop Omak, Colville, Bonners Ferry, the Sandpoint area around Newport, maybe as far south as Deer Park, for example, we may run into a little bit more wintry road conditions as we're waking up on Tuesday. And here are the percentages for an inch or more of snow. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, and it isn't. After all, it is the middle of winter, but with how little snow we have had at times this year, certainly something to keep in mind, especially with how many people will be on the road likely on Tuesday morning. That brings us to our past conditions, by the way. So through Christmas Day and into early Tuesday morning, Snoqualmie 6 to 8 inches, Stevens 8 to 12 inches. It's going to be messy in the Cascades for sure, and definitely a lot lighter conditions at 4th of July and Lookout. Here are your highs for your Christmas Eve. Temperatures right about average for this point in the year in the low and mid 30s. We'll hit 40 in the LC Valley. We'll start off with some sunshine, but we will progress towards cloudiness as that next weather system rolls on in. But boy, it'll be nice to see a little bit more sun after it was hard to find over the past week. Certainly today was pretty awesome. Now, you can see it, the dryness for Christmas, the showers on Tuesday, warm weather Wednesday and Thursday with another chance for a little bit of moisture, and then drying out here as we head into the last weekend of 2023. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Swipe.
Glad to see you.
KXLY celebrates 70 years of serving you, a pioneer in broadcasting and now the digital age. We've covered historic moments, made history ourselves, and kept our commitment to you and our community. Thanks for watching, and here's to the next 70 on KXLY.
Not attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-435-6817.
Do more.
Season. Do more in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Blazer models, or use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Blazer.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandmother.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Well, we are 2 days away from Christmas, which means there are no local games going on at this point. At the college level, many of the student athletes back home enjoying what time they can before getting back to campus early next week to continue practice. Now, one of those teams includes the Gonzaga Bulldog men. They're coming off a bounce-back win on Wednesday night against Jackson State. Forward Graham Ike led the team in scoring with 22 points as the Bulldogs get the win 100-76 to improve to 9-3 on the season with one more game to go before WCC play begins in January. But because the Zags had such a busy couple of months, it left little time for head coach Mark Few to get any Christmas shopping done.
Just done nothing in gift preparation or decorating or anything, quite frankly. So I got to start pulling my own weight here a little bit. So.
Bulldogs will return to action next Friday as they welcome in the 2023 national runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. SDSU comes in with a 10-2 record and only allowing 66 points a game, so that could be a tricky matchup for the Bulldogs. And the Gonzaga women were also very impressive in non-conference play this season. They capped it off with a 67-56 win against New Mexico yesterday afternoon to earn their 13th win of the year and actually become the first team in the country to do so. Now they get a nice extended break as they won't play their next game until January the 4th against Portland. So the goal right now, just chill a little.
Going home, maybe work out, maybe play basketball. I'm not going to tell Lisa if I do or not. I'm just joking. I probably will, but yeah, whoopsies. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to like rest our bodies. We have a lot of time to come back and prepare for conference in Portland and all the other teams that we're going to face. So, I mean, I just hope that people rest and take it easy. Maybe like run up and down a little bit, but like, let's just like relax. I want to go home and enjoy my time there, so.
And we can't forget about the Washington State Cougars. They enter the holiday break with a wave of momentum after beating Boise State 66-61 on Thursday night to improve to 9-2 on the season, which means if they can get around 11 wins or so in Pac-12 play, they should really be in the thick of the NCAA tournament race come Selection Sunday. But that can wait for now as everyone travels back home to get some much-needed rest.
I'm going back home to Atlanta, to hang out with my family for a couple days. Get some nice home good cooking. But in regards to the win, yeah, it's just like you said, big confidence booster. I believe it's just like it's going to help us carry over into conference play once we come back from break because, we got, not trying to look too forward, but, we got Utah and Colorado on the road, two pretty good teams.
Now, with today being December 23rd, that means it is Festivus. And the tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances, guys. And I'm sure there are many sports grievances we have over the last year. Matt, I can't imagine you have any, being a Florida State fan.
Yeah,
right?
As a Florida State fan, marching band, former member, and alumni, I have a lot of reasons to be upset with the College Football Playoff Committee and other things.
The ACC, the committee, college, NCAA.
The state of the sport in general, Cougs fans know what I'm talking about. It is complicated and messy, and I feel like I'm trying to get a law degree by proxy trying to get through some of this stuff. So there's that.
Yeah.
I have a grievance against the Dodgers as well. Because my goodness.
Don't we all? I mean, stole it right out of my mouth.
There we go.
Absolutely. I think baseball needs a salary cap. That's my hot take. I've got a friend who's a Dodgers fan who just won't stop tweeting about, we got Ohtani, and then they just got that new pitcher, and $1 billion for 2 players. That seems a bit much. The Rockies don't have that.
Imagine if the Rockies beat them in the wild card round.
Moneyball. And that's why that's the best sports movie, because maybe it could happen.
Trying to buy wins.
Not really. Yeah, trying to buy wins. Not necessarily. Yeah. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, my grievance is going to come from the 10 remaining Pac-12 schools, or soon-to-be departing Pac-12 schools. I got a lot of problems with you teams, and now you're going to hear about them. UW, you think you're better than us?
Whoa.
Nah.
I don't think they are.
No. Well, barely. I mean, by a field goal. Who's to say we shouldn't be in the playoff, really? I mean,
that's about, Washington State, dude, you should be in the Fiesta Bowl. I really feel like you'd be more compelling matchup. Maybe than Liberty, but
it's fine.
My one last grievance, if I have time. We've got about a minute here to do this. The onside kick for Idaho against
Vandal
Montana.
Fans will know.
If you don't remember, it was the Vandals to get the ball back. They kick an onside kick. Nobody gets those, and the Vandals got it.
And if it goes the Vandals' way, is Montana playing in the national title game next week?
I don't think so. I feel like that changes the whole course. Idaho's in Frisco for some weird reason that I can't quite explain at this point.
My wife's a Grizz alum, so I have to grievance your grievance.
Oh no! There we go. Yeah, I don't know who makes that call though. We saw it today too. Just an onside kick. It takes enough. It takes enough luck to get it anyway. Without the refs' help.
Right.
So.
Well, many grievances. If you have any, send them our way. We'll listen here.
That was cathartic. We should do this more.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We are here in Israel, a nation at war, the worst attack in 50 years. Israel waging a fierce bombardment of Gaza.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda.
Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or hauling a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the Advocates.
The Advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured, you deserve an advocate.
$3 pitcher night. A couple cocktails. An edible. And a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride, or made sure they got in a ride share, or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
Well, before we let you go tonight, here is your 7-day forecast, and my goodness, does not really feel like the last last full week here in December. I mean, we got highs in the 40s. We've got yet more warm air coming up, and with, well, a little under 10 days to go now, we're on track for the sixth warmest year on record here at Spokane. We've got 143 of those, so, you know, it's notable.
Slightly alarming. Yeah.
Climate change at work, friends, unfortunately, for you snow lovers out there watching.
But it does look like good Santa weather for tomorrow, Christmas Eve.
Oh, Santa's going to have pretty smooth flight, I think.
Yeah. Well, and the good news is, as you know, we meant to throw this earlier in the show, you will be able to track Santa on our website, KX.com, with the NORAD tracker. You'll get to see when he's coming to our area. Matt, Alex, I looked at the wrong people. Matt. See what, so you know when to get to bed, leave
Get on the naughty list, pal, I tell you what.
I know, it's been one of those days. I'm ready for a break. Have a good holiday. We'll see you tomorrow.